Hello guys, today we are going to learn about users listing and adding users in our stock management software. Let's start. In last tutorial we have done about login section, how you can log in and go to our home page. Yes. Now in this tutorial we are learning about users listing and uh, adding new users. Here users will be listed in our grid view and users will log in with uh, users listing, and we will add some users from add button here. Okay, let's see the demo and we will see our code. In first tutorial we have done about splash screen, in second we have done about login. Now in this third tutorial we are doing about users listing and adding. Okay, when we click on this tab, users tab, and here we can see create user, a group box, and three labels: username, password, and role. And these two text boxes where my name is displayed, Yuvraj. And this, there are two text boxes, and in this password text box we have used password care. Yes. And this is a combo box where we have given list items as admin and user. And here is a button with a text add, and another button update, another button delete, and here is a grid view. Okay, before making this layout we have to make a tab control here. Yes, tab control. For that we will see. Okay, here at first what we have to do in your home page is just go to your toolbox, and from toolbox you have to bring a tab control. Okay, this tab control you have to use. Okay, this tab control you have to use when you use this tab control in your form here. Okay, and then you will see a tab page, tab control with two pages. Yes, then what you have to do is, then in you have to click on this tab control. Yes, and here you can add tab or remove tab. Yes, and accept that. What you can do it, go to properties, and in tab pages you can create your page. Okay, just go there, and just like you have, you will see only two tab pages there. One is tab page 1 and tab page 2. Yes, how you have to add is click on some tab, and you can remove them also. Okay, for creating new tab what we have to do is add. Okay, and their new tab page will open. Yes, tab page 9 you can see here. Yes, in this way you can give new tab. Okay, I am giving users 2. Okay, in this way you can create another tab. Okay, here nothing is here. Yes, at first you will see same screen. In that what you have to do is you have to draw some controls here. I have given some color. Yes, to give that color you have to go here, and in collection you have to choose background color. Okay, here in tab page 9 you have to choose background color. For example, I am choosing this color. In this way you can choose color for your tab page. Okay, in this way you can create tab page. For now I am removing this tab, and you can draw any controls like this. Yes, in this way you can draw in your tab page. Yes, for now I am removing this tab from collection, and I am removing this last tab. Okay, now let's go to our users. Here you have to make a group box here at first. Bring group box from toolbox. Okay, this is a group box, this group box. Okay, and then inside group box I have made a label username. Okay, and its name is LBL username. Similarly, password, its name is LBL password, and another label role, LBL role. Yes, and here is a text box, and text box name is TB username. Okay, and another text box, this text box has name TB password. Okay, and here is combo box. Okay, this combo box name is CB users role. Okay, this is a combo box. Okay, and similarly we have made three buttons. This button name is BTN users aid, and this update button name is BTN users update, and this delete button name is BTN users delete. Okay, similarly we have uh, brought another control here. This control name is data grid view. Okay, you can bring data grid view. This data grid view is used. Okay, data grid view. Here we have used a combo box. Okay, for combo box you can use this combo box. Okay, combo box. Okay, after creating these controls, and this username, password and role, and these buttons are inside our group box. So this group box and this data grid view is outside group box. Okay, after making this layout we are ready to code. Now at first what we have to do is list the users from our database table. For that, let's look onto our database table users. Okay, I have SQL Server Management Studio 2012 installed. Okay, now inside database I have a database named Lake, LEC Lake. Yes, inside Lake I have some tables, and for now we are doing for users. In users we have to make some columns. In users you have to make some column. For that column, first is user underscore ID with integer data type. Second is user underscore username with n-varchar 100 to store some text. We use n-varchar. And third is user underscore password. We are using data type n-varchar 100 also. And another is user underscore role. For that also we are using n-varchar 100. N-varchar 100 is better than varchar. Okay, with n-varchar you can store symbols also and large range of letters. And in user underscore last underscore login underscore date, and that data type is date time. And at last user underscore registered underscore date, and that data type is date. For last login and registered date we have used this columns. Okay, after creating those columns, just go to your column properties. For user ID, go to your column property. There you can see identity specification. Yes, in identity specification click on this drop down, and you can see there is identity, and as default it is no. Yes, in your screen, then you have to change it to yes. As default it is no, you have to change to yes. Okay, you have to choose to yes, and then identity increment and identity seed must be 1. Okay, after doing that, just save your table and you are ready to go. Okay, and if you want to seed some default data, then you can seed them from edit top 200 rows. Here you can give some username and password, and give any date, and time will automatically show there. Okay, now we are ready to code. Okay, again I am showing you my columns of users table. This is users table. Okay, now let's move on to our Visual Studio. and in Visual Studio we'll do listing of our users. To do the listing of our users, what we have to do is go to our view code section. Inside view code section, at first make sure you have used for database work. We have used this in second tutorial also. Okay, here using system.configuration for getting our connection string, and system.data and system.sql client for our SQL connection and database work. Okay, now after this, make sure you have this username, password and user role, these variables, okay, for storing username, password, user role, last login date and register date. Okay, make sure we have done this in our second tutorial, so you must have made this. If you haven't made this and you have watched this video only, then you have to make these three variables. Okay, after our partial class declaration, okay, we have partial class home. Inside that, for database work we have done this. Okay, for database work we have SQL connection, and SQL connection is taking connection string from our con string. This con string is in our app.config file. Yes, here app.config file, this con string is used, and our server name is this, and our database name is this. Okay, and this is used for Windows authentication. Okay, for this connection string work, you can see our second tutorial also. Okay, in at first we have told everything about it. Okay, let's move on to here again. For database work you have to do this, yes, and then what you have to do is make these variables. Okay, now for listing our grid view, for listing this grid view, what we have to do is we have to write a function and call that function from our constructor. Okay, let's see where is our constructor. For constructor, okay, here is our constructor. In constructor, where I have shown this tutorial is my already built project, so only write those things which I will told you. Okay, don't give don't give any torture to your mind for this other code. Okay, just follow the steps I will tell you. And here you can see display data users. You have to make this function now. Okay, display data users, we are calling this display data users function from here in our constructor of home class. Yes, our form name is home, so our class name is home.cs, and inside home.cs you have a default constructor which has a function initialize component is default. Yes, and just use this new function. For now you can write this function here and comment it for now. Okay, comment it for now, and we are making this display data users function. For that, let's go to its definition. Okay, for displaying data users, okay, we are going to list our users in our data grid view. For that, I am using a try catch statement. Okay, this is inside try catch statement, and inside try catch statement I have opened my connection here. Okay, opening our connection, and I am creating a data table so that data will be stored in this data table temporarily, and that data table will be filled to our data grid view. Okay, and this adapter, our command is given. With this command, select asterisk from users, all users will be listed. For all users listing, we use this asterisk symbol. Okay, and we are listing users from our users table. Okay, After that, we'll fill this adapter with our data table. Okay, and then in data grid view, data source, this dt is filled. Okay, this dt, we have made data table. Yes, this data table will be used to fill our data grid. At this point, we have filled our data grid, and now we will give heading to our data grid. These are headings. Okay, these are column headings. These are column headings. All these are our column headings. Yeah, this means our home class. Okay, this means our home class. Okay, and home, inside home we have data grid view, and inside data grid view there are columns. Okay, in columns, and first in our columns we are giving our header text. Okay, first cell in our columns, our first cell we are giving user id, and in another cell we are giving username, password, user role, last login date, and register date. Okay, after that we'll close our connection. And if anything wrong occurs here in our try catch statement, then our try statement, then our catch statement will execute. Inside catch statement we have a parameter SQL exception ex, and if this SQL exception found an error, then this error message will be shown by this messagebox.show function. Okay, after doing this, okay, here we have ended our display data users function. Okay, okay, function in for display data users here. Okay, let's see again. Display data users function started. Okay, and display data users function ended here. Okay, after doing this we'll run our project. After login, after that, here you have to see your user id is header text. This user id, username, password, user role, last login, register date, it's coming from our header text. This header text is giving this column heading. Okay, this heading are coming from this header text, and this listing is coming from our this line, data grid view dot data source equals to dt. Okay, in this way we can do our listing. And now we are going to add some new user. Okay, for adding new user, let's move on to our code for adding users. Just go to your layout and double click on your button users add button. Okay, double click on this your add button. After double clicking on your add button, I have button name btn users add, and this is click event. Okay, inside click event of your add button, what you have to do is just bring username from your text box. I have two text boxes, tb username and tb password, and I have uh, assigned this username and password to username and password variable, which I have already made in my home class. Okay, you want to see again, then let's move here. Here inside our partial home class, yes, we have made these variables: string username, password, user role, last login date, register date, and user id. Okay, now again move to our layout, and inside add user, click here and assign this username, password, user role. Okay, this username is coming from our text box, password is also coming from our text box, and user role is coming from our combo box. This is combo box. Okay, from combo box. Okay, okay, before that what we have to do is in combo box, don't forget to give here uh, drop down style, drop down list. Yes, and inside items collection, what you have to do is admin and user. Just provide the strings admin and user so that user can choose admin or user there. Okay, now let's move on to our coding section here. After that we will use our try catch statement. Okay, inside try catch statement we have a condition that is validate equals to true. This validate is a function. We have to make this function to validate our form. Okay, let's validate our form at first. Here we have our validate function. Okay, in validate function we are checking if tb_username.text is equals to empty or not. If username is not provided, then we will show message please enter username, and we will return. Okay, we will not proceed, we will return from there. Return false will return false to our function. Yes, this bool will be returned. Inside bool there will be either true or false value. Yes, and this will return false value, then our condition will not satisfy and that adding work will not perform. Similarly for tb password, we will check if password is empty or not. If password is empty, then we'll say please enter password, otherwise return false. Okay, similarly if uh, admin or user is not selected from combo box, then the selected index will be -1. Okay, if there is nothing selected, then the selected index will be -1, and we will show a message please select user role, and again we will return false. Okay, if all these conditions doesn't satisfy, then we'll return true. Okay, that means user have provided all username, password and user role, and then we'll return true value, and our validate function will return true. Yes, this bool will return true value, and then our statement will be true and adding work will be performed. Okay, for that here if our validate function return true, then true equals to true, and our function this condition satisfied, then we will move here. Okay, if this condition is not satisfied, then if this condition is not satisfied, then we'll not do anything. Okay, here if validate equals to true, then we will add the users, otherwise nothing will happen. And if any error occur, then this catch exception will follow the error. Okay, this will show the error. Now after that we will create a command here. We'll create a command. This command will insert our new user in our users table. Okay, for that insert keyword is used to insert data in our users table, and users tables have columns username and user password. We are not using user id because here we have done for user id identity increment equals to 1 and identity set equals to 1, which means this user id will automatically increase, so we don't have to insert any data in our user id. Okay, after that we have another column here, user underscore role, user underscore last login date, and user underscore register date. We have given this plus to show you in these two lines, because when I write in this in one line you will not be able to see it. Okay, so that now after that what we have to do is give values for those columns. Okay, for values we have used @ symbol here, and we are making a variable here. @username, @password, @user role. Okay, and this variable's value will be given from here. Before this we will open our connection, and for those values username, for those variables we will give real value from here. Username, password, user role. In this way we will give our real value. And from where we are taking this username, we are taking this username from here. Okay, from here we are taking this username from our text boxes. Okay, after that we are ready to execute our command, and when we execute this command our new user will be added to our table, and then we will close our connection and display message user added successfully. Okay, user added successfully, and then again we will call our display data users so that data grid will refresh again so that we can see new user also. After that you can clear data users. You can call this function also. Let's see the definition of this function. This clear data user will just clear TV username and TV password. When we add some user, then if adding task is succeed, then new user will be added, and after that we have to make empty to our text box. Okay, we'll make our text box empty again so that another user can be added. Okay, in this way we can add a new user. Okay, again we will see our code. Button users add underscore click. Okay, at last we have made this function also. Yes, and we have already made this display data users, and if any error occur then SQL exception will fire a message. Here we will end our button users add underscore click event. Okay, after that we'll run our software. After login, go to your users tab, and in the users tab just create new user. Okay, giving new user Salman, password Salman 123, and I'll make role user. Okay, and I'm clicking on add button. User added successfully message is displayed, and then new user Salman is created with password Salman123, user role user, and this last login date is taken automatically, and register date also taken automatically. Okay, for this last login date and register date, from where we have taken from datetime.now. This datetime.now will take current time. Okay, for current date and time. Okay guys, this much for today. If you like my video, please like and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.